Okay, looking at Shim block, which is the final drawing of orthographic projection, you're going to add the circle template as one of the tools to use for this drawing. You're going to see 1, 2, 3 circles in one arc. All of them can be used with your circle template, which is nice. You don't have to use the compass. And looking at the height and width of our isometric view. So looking in from the left corner, it's 1 inch to the center of the circle, then 3 inches to the right. That would make this an additional 1 inch. So the total width of this drawing is 5 inches. Now looking at the height, you're going to have to add a few numbers. They're telling you that from the center here to the outside of the arc is 1 inch. The center point is 1 1/8 down. That makes that 2 1/8 plus an additional 3/8. So 2 1/8 plus 3/8. That's going to be 2.5 inches. So the dimensions are fairly similar to the other drawings we've been doing, with exception to the width. So our start point at 1 1/2 up and 1 1/2 over is going to be consistent with what we've done in the past and give us enough room to fit on an A-size sheet. So we'll move over to the actual drawing board and show you how we construct this drawing. Alright, so taking a closer look at the drawing, looking at some of the dimensions where the arcs, the circles are, finding the length, width, and height. Again, kind of looking at where everything is placed to figure out how wide the drawing is. So the thickness here is 3/8 plus another 1 1/8 plus another inch. So let's add those numbers together. 1 plus 1 1/8. That's fairly simple. That's going to be 2 1/8. So if I want to add 3/8 to that, well, 2 1/8 is actually 2 2/16. And 3/8 is 6/16. So 2 plus 6 is 8. 2 8/16 reduces to 2.5. So the reason why we want this is because we still want to use that 45-degree projection plane off of our upper corner. Now looking at the width, just kind of looking at the side here, our center point of the circle is 1 inch in, 3 inches to the right, and then another inch. So our total width here, 1 plus 3 plus another 1, it's going to be a 5-inch wide front view. Alright, so assuming you tape down the paper, A-size landscape, and you've established your start point at 1.5 inches up, 1.5 inches over, what we'll do is we use the dimensions we just figured out to create our outside perimeter of our front view. So we're going to measure 5-inch width. We'll project that all the way up to the top view, and 2 1/2 inch height. We'll project that over to the side view. And now that I have the outside perimeter, I can go ahead and lay out the top view by spacing them 1 inch apart. And it's always good to use the 45-degree triangle to create that projection point. Now I don't want to wait to use the 45-degree triangle once I create that arc. I want to use the outside perimeter of the front view. And then once I've established that, I can project the top view over and down to the right side view. Now looking at the width, that dimension is fairly clear, 1.5 inches wide, just like our other drawings, and we can lay that out in the top view and project that over to the side view as well. Okay, so we're going to work our way around. We're probably going to have to work within the top view, the front view, and the right side to figure certain things out. We'll start with the front view. That first ledge is 3/8, and I can project that right over to my side view. And looking at this plane, they're showing that the center of the circle is a 1/2 inch in, and being that that's center, the total width of this plane is 1 inch plus a 1/2. So I'm going to work over on the right side and lay out a 1/2 inch. And this will actually project up to my top view. So this is the whole point of the 45-degree projection plane, allowing us to make this drawing go a little bit quicker using our projection points. So the next thing we're going to establish are these 2 holes that are drilled, and those are going to be in the top view. So I want to lay out those center points for those circles. Those are 1 inch in from each side. And again, I'm using my T-square and triangle to make sure that's perpendicular. And they're a 1/2 inch in from the outside plane. And once we create these center points, we'll use our circle template to lay these out. Okay, once the center points are laid out for the 3/8 circles, find those in the circle template. And again, these are going to be construction lines, so don't darken just yet, but lay those out. And then once those are set up, we can use our T-square and triangle to project those down, because those are going to be shown as hidden lines in the front view. And so I'm going to go from the quadrant point. I don't necessarily have to project all the way down, but I will, as long as those projection lines are super light construction lines. And at this point, what I'm going to do is draw these hidden lines to show those. And again, the hidden lines have to start and stop on our edge. And you can see how consistent those are. Now I'm going to work off the front view again, and I'm going to create the center point for the circle and the arc. So I've got to find where the center point is. From the drawing, it's 4 inches over. So I'll draw that construction line for the center point. And then 1 1/8 up. And again, I'm going to use my circle template for both of these circles. Well, one's the circle, one's the arc. So this inside circle is 7/8 of an inch diameter. And again, this is a construction line as well. And then the outside arc is 1 inch radius, so that means it's a 2 inch diameter on the circle template. In this one, I don't need to draw the full circle. I'm just going to bring it around, and my connection point here is to the left side, 3/8 up. Remember, This is not connecting to the quadrant point. This is connecting to a tangent point. And you can see how that transition is fairly smooth. Now I can project this over to the right side view. And again, I'm going to make the hidden lines in my right side view. Same thing, starting and stopping on the edge, trying to make these as consistent as possible. And I'm going to repeat the same process with the top view. Starting and stopping on the edges, trying to keep them consistent. Okay, so it looks like we're almost done. However, if I'm showing these 3/8 circles in the front view, I have to show them the side view. So this is where the 45-degree projection plane comes in handy, because I can just project these over and then straight down into the right side view and create those hidden lines as well, trying to keep them as consistent as they are in the front view. Okay, once these are established, we'll move on to darkening. Make sure you raise your hand before you darken.